Hi, Taurus. So I was shuffling. Two cards came out. All right, we got the Justice reversed and the Ace of Wands upright. Now, the Justice card went flying like all the way across the table. So let's talk about this card. Twofold, two possible things, going to vary for each of you. I sat here for a minute thinking about this, and on one hand, there's a big group of Taurus individuals who have put it out there, right? Your dream, your goal, you're putting it out there, you're resonating at that frequency, and now you're just kind of in this place of like waiting for it to come back or waiting for it to truly manifest and into your reality. So this is an excellent sign, okay, because it suggests that it's in the works. Whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever it is you're trying to get, it's in the works, and you can just wait patiently the way a Taurus does for it to return back. Now, totally separate, opposite kind of message. This is something that was unfair that happened. Some kind of a legal thing where maybe you lost, maybe there was some kind of a betrayal in your relationship, maybe there was a betrayal of trust, maybe someone lied to you, maybe someone was super shady during Leo season and got all up on their high horse thinking they were all that and just kind of like pushed you out of the way, and it kind of came at a pretty big cost. This can be really harsh. It sometimes can feel like a tower moment when we're like, oh my gosh, like I really never thought that this person would ever do this. It's kind of a backstabbing energy where we might feel victimized. We might feel a little bit victimized. Either way, whether you're kind of taking on the more positive or the negative attributes of the Justice reversed, either way, there's blessings coming from that thing. So if you had something negative happen to you, it's creating space. If you're putting it out there, then you're going to be manifesting it. And here's the Ace of Wands to prove it, right? To back it up. So it's not that far around the corner either, right? When we're in a fellow earth sign, as a Virgo, right? You're a Taurus earth sign. So you're in a fellow earth sign, and earth is all about the physical reality. It's all about bringing things from the spiritual and the idea or the emotional or the spiritual realm and pushing it into this reality. So there's going to be certain actions that you're going to need to take, though, in order to bring it full circle. All right. The Ace of Wands is about action. So there's going to be an opportunity for you to say, okay, that's what I need to do. We like that. We as human beings, we like that. The idea of, okay, we have a thing and now we need to find a solution for it. So what can I do to solve the problem, right? What can I do? What can I say? How can I cross that bridge? This is going to be an opportunity for you to meet the universe halfway, like I always say, So this is going to be an excellent way for you to prove, so to speak, to yourself, for the most part, to yourself and to the universe, that this is like really your goal. Because how many times do we set goals and we like put that out there, and then we kind of like let it fade away or fizzle away, right? I don't think this is going to be one of those times. This is going to be one of those times when you get stuck on an idea, and it is going to be really, really, really hard for anybody to sway you. It is. It's going to be really hard for someone to sway you. This is your Taurus stubbornness coming out. There's an aspect of domesticity coming through big time. This could be an aspect of you. I like the Queen of Cups for a Taurus because, especially for the female Taurians out there, it is very soft and extraordinarily feminine. For the male Taurus watching, this is your more domestic side, right? The part of you that enjoys the emotional security, the part of you that enjoys being around the comfort and, the people that you love. Family, children, all of that. Now, why do I love the combination of the Ace of Wands with the Queen of Cups? I love this combination because it's a nice mixture of feeling really good about what you're doing and feeling inspired. Okay, so there's it's almost like there's no question of what you need to do. There's no question of how to go about solving the problem, and there's a quality of okay, yeah, the justice for, may have been something kind of negative, okay, but I'm okay with that. Or I'm okay with that. Queen of Cups always has faith, right? Because she's so intuitive, she's so in tune, she's kind of the otherworldly queen of the tarot, right? She's the psychic and the intuit and all of that. So she knows to her deepest core level that this is for the best. She knows that it's opening pathways. She knows that it's just a matter of time. Time for that love to come in, time for that passion, time for that job, time for that financial situation to get you to where you need to be, right? So she nurtures her dream the way she nurtures a child. That's her thing, right? This is the card of Cancer, very Cancerian energy, very moon-like energy. So when she has a dream or a goal, when she has an Ace of Wands, that's her baby. She nurtures it, she cares for it, she pampers it, she keeps it with her all the time. So if you have that goal and that dream, it would be in your best interest, if you want to manifest it faster, to keep it with you all the time. Keep any little mementos that you need. Okay, now this is a very romantic time for Taurus, because Virgo is all about the 5th house, right? 5th house is time of creation and also dating and romance and all of that. So you may be feeling like, okay, justice happened, whatever, I'm moving on, I am bound to make light of the situation, right? I'm bound to make it better. I'm bound to make something out of it. It's almost as though this justice person, I never know if this is a man or a woman. I really can't tell. Some people say it's like Lady Justice, but I, for some reason, see a man with long hair. I don't know why. This person, it's almost as like they're taking their sword, right? And just like, stabbing it in your back. So who stabbed you in the back? That's the question. Who stabbed you in the back, and is it worth your time trying to rectify a certain dynamic to make it better? I just simply don't see you wanting to cross a bridge when someone else burned it, right? Like, you're not about to go start rebuilding the bridge. 10 of Swords, that bridge is done, right? It's over. It's probably going to be a really hard and fast line for some of you. A really hard, fast line. Something happened, someone said something, someone did something, and it's like it's done. And I don't think, Taurus, that it was you. I'm not placing blame on always the other person. Of course, you could be someone cross-watching for a very toxic Taurus, absolutely, who is projecting a lot of their negativity. And while they it's almost as though, like, if you're dealing with a toxic Taurus, I feel like they are expecting everyone to do the work for them. That's kind of what I'm feeling like. They'll come to the table and like talk about their big ideas, and then they're like, okay, well, what are you going to do to make it happen for me? It's all very self-driven. But I think for the most part, it's not like that for the people watching my videos. So here you have something harsh that happened, but again, the good news is that it's over. The good news is that you can't beat a dead horse, right? What's the point? What is the point? If you prolong your pain, which we know Taurus and Scorpio, that's kind of where you guys meet in the middle, right? If you prolong the pain, that's just self-sabotage. That's just self-destructiveness, because we know that Taurus likes to grab onto things. We know they like to obsess. Not like to obsess, that's just what they do. Scorpios are the same way. They obsess because it's like they feel so much, they care so much, and they invest so much so that when it gets to this point, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe it didn't work. Like, everything that I put into it, I can't believe it didn't work. Which, then in turn you can likely go overboard with the self-sacrifice at that point. But anything more than where you're at, it's like a total, you're being a martyr, you're playing the victim. And I know that's not really where you want to be, especially not when you have these extraordinarily positive vibes coming at you, It created space. That's what it did. The universe was clearing it out. So yeah, it probably sucked, but you're free of it now. Like, you're liberated of it now. So just allow yourself to be free. Whoa. See? 5 of Cups reversed. Allow yourself to be free. Let that shit go. you're healing anyway. I mean, it's an inevitability with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, especially in your 9th house, right? Like my philosophers, right? What do I keep saying to you guys? This is your time to tap into that Dalai Lama part of you that exists within all of us, right? To experience the pain and to experience the harsh emotions, because I know Queen of Cups, you guys, like, of course you're feeling the emotions. You know, of course you are in that place of examining what's going on internally. But this is an opportunity for you to feel it and not be a prisoner to it. Feel the feelings, fine. You know, feel the grief or whatever. But if you can get on top of that or really operate as though you are, the true you is like way back there playing the video game, kind of that whole idea, you know, then you can feel the grief and you can feel the loss and still feel energized. See, the thing is that these energies can be a real drag. These are what make you feel really tired. This is what makes you want to eat a lot. This is what makes you want to stay inside. This is what makes you like want to watch Netflix and do a binge on a show, you know, like these are those kind of emotions. So what I see is, in spite of these emotions, it works in the opposite way. It motivates you, it stimulates you, it gets that vital energy going. The only way that it wouldn't is if you play the martyr card, right? That's the only way it wouldn't. Okay, that's the only way. And that's of your own doing, if that's the case. And it doesn't have to be, because the Ace of Wands is saying there's a new direction for you. And it's going to be loud. Aces are often quite obvious, I think. It's either, for you, the Ace of Wands, it's like a desire. That's what I feel. It's a true desire for something. It might not necessarily be on the external world yet. But now you have the space, like when you're not thinking about whatever happened, or you're not thinking about that person, or you're not thinking about the loss, the universe plants that seed, and it just starts to grow and grow and grow and grow until you have to act. This desire is trying to get you to act. Desire is like the tool that the universe, you know, that's the tool the universe uses to get us to do something. Four of Wands reversed now. So some of you may have had some issues with your marriage. Some of you may have had some issues with any business partnerships or within the circle where you thought you were safe. Okay, Four of Wands is often the safe space. It's a card of celebration and family and fun. Now you may be kind of simmering those things down. Leo season may have had a little bit extra of that. And now you're like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, stay inside and do my thing now. But I also wonder if you don't feel safe with certain people, and that's disorienting because you were always safe with them before. You were always safe to tell them how you felt. You were always safe to talk about your dreams. Keep in mind, I'm seeing an aspect of secrecy around this Ace of Wands, like where you don't talk about it. You don't share it with people because you know that if you were to share it with people, then it wouldn't be as like sacred. And I think there is a quality of being sacred around this Ace of Wands. There's something very shiny about it, just kind of as I'm looking at the cards, like I'm seeing some radiance coming from that card specifically, which tells me that the whole reading is geared toward that card. And we'll clarify it in the comprehensive, of course, but it's so beautiful. So keep it private, keep it sacred, okay? Don't bring people into your ideas until you're ready to act. Until you've already acted. It's like, do it and then tell people. Okay, well, if you don't know what this justice is yet, likely you're going to find out soon enough. This is that first whole column of cards that came out. So judgment is about the enlightenment and the awakening and the understanding and the clarity that you need. And I actually love it coming out right underneath the Ten of Swords, because it means that those swords are going to quite rapidly lose their importance. It's going to not be able to pin you down. It's almost as though this guy kind of just like finds a way, finds a method to not be dead and push himself up, and then starts like reaching back and pulling those swords out of his back. Because for whatever reason, he's found this whole new perspective, this whole new way of thinking about something. So if there's anything that you think that isn't possible, I'm telling you right now, it is absolutely possible. See, the best thing about this Saturn-Pluto conjunction, the absolute best thing, is how new our mind is going to be. And I think we are all feeling it. We're feeling this whole shedding process. It's just like one thing after the next. Like, oh my God, that held me back, that held me back, that held me back. And we're just like stripping off these layers. And I think it feels really, really good for a lot of us. At least for me, it does. And for a lot of the people I've done private readings for this year, people are getting in control of themselves, right? They're getting in control of their mind with Chiron and Aries. Getting in control of their mind. I don't think you're going anywhere. Like physically, you're not going anywhere. I don't see any drudgery. I don't see any like dragging of the feet. I don't see any whining or complaining. It's just like the Nike slogan, just do it, is what I'm hearing. You're in the power seat. You're in the power seat. Sometimes when I see this card, I get a feeling like you're stuck in the rapids or stuck in the tumultuous waters. But in this case, I see it that you're already in the peaceful waters for some reason. In spite of maybe of the tumultuousness of the Justice and the Ten of Swords and even the Four of Wands, but because the peace that's created within just makes you be at peace. And I think you start realizing how everybody's opinions and everybody's voice and everybody's actions are just like these empty echoes. And they only hurt us if we allow them to hurt us. And I think you're figuring out what that really means. Like, it doesn't have to hurt me. Like, okay, maybe this person did something wrong, but it doesn't have to hurt me. And so I think you're crossing that bridge for yourself, You're creating the peace internally, which means you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to traverse anything. It's just, you sit there and you just are at peace. And there you are. Interesting that I saw you as the Queen of Cups, and now here's the card of Taurus as well. Let me tell you something. If you are dealing with someone, if you're dealing with someone, period. I just feel, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place for your reading today. I don't even know why. I feel like such a high quality compatibility. You may be dealing with another earth sign, okay, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, or you may be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And there's high compatibility here, you taking on the more feminine role, but you also have the power of the masculine with the King of Coins to manifest, right, with the Ace of Wands, whatever it is you're wanting. And I see you being so unaffected. High compatibility. Ace of Wands could be a new lover coming in for some of you, especially with all the Venus, Mars in the 5th. Definitely love is on the docket for a lot of you. Look at how just like steadfast you are. I think this is what makes Taurus so much of what they are, right? This right here, being so much of what you are. Pulling out all the positive aspects of your archetype because it is upright, you know? So there's a quality of glamour. There's a quality of like royalty even as well, with the 2 royal cards coming out. Just feeling just so empowered in who and what you are and what you're doing. So I definitely need to clarify the Justice and the 10 of Swords. So actually, of course, we will pull cards for all of them, but that's probably where the main focus is going to be. Sometimes some interesting things come out during these stories. So let's go ahead, switch views. Okay, thank you guys so much. Take care. Okay, Taurus, so here you can see how all the cards were aligned. Let's go ahead and pull 2 more cards from a separate deck to kind of get some additional supplemental information. Okay, ooh, Ace of Cups and the Hermit, you guys. What did I talk about the domesticity? Like being really domestic, being very internalized. Even though the 5th house kind of wants to get you out there, I think the Virgo kind of overpowers that a lot. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, you guys, your soul and your heart are speaking volumes, okay? You have to pay attention to what you want. There is something out there, there is something in your sphere, in your circle that you don't actually want. Like you don't want that treatment, you don't want those words, you don't want this or you don't want that, right? So really be honest with yourself. If there is something in this reality that you don't want, that you have been clinging to unnecessarily, okay? Be honest, right? The Hermit is brutally honest, but that's the inner guru, right, that we all have. This is your 9th house, Saturn, Pluto placement stuff going on right now. This is Uranus going retrograde. You may feel kind of all over the place and you may feel like you don't know what you want. But if you're sitting there feeling like you don't know what you want, it's telling me that you're not being quiet, right? You're not being quiet internally. So let's see what this Psychic Tarot has to say. Ooh, the 3rd eye chakra. Well, that's very Uranus retrograde and hermity. It's the inner knowing. The knowing of all. This is your connectivity to everything. So the stuff that's happened is just merely of the world, and that's it. That's all it is. It's just simply in a physical reality, but it doesn't necessarily have that much weight, okay? So like I said, some Taurus are gonna like cling so much to their pain and play that victim game, and they are only shortchanging themselves by doing that. And I think that it's gonna be really hard to watch a Taurus that's doing that, because it's so easy to just like flip it off, you know? Well, it's not easy, but it's so possible to just flip it off, okay? Your 3rd eye. If you do meditations, I highly recommend you make sure your 3rd eye is spinning healthily, not overly spinning and not underspinning, right? You want it just kind of the nice amount. Clear the channel, eat really healthy, pay attention to what you're eating and what you're drinking so that you can hear. This is your antenna. Make sure it's clear. Okay, and ooh, a white candle from the ritual deck, which is all about newness, purification, and illumination. So when we have, what did I say, radiance, right? Radiance, illumination with the 3rd eye. Come on, you guys, you are glowing, okay? You're glowing. So the newness is the space that's being created here in the guise, like the disguise of something that's not fair, or in the disguise of something that didn't work out. But ultimately, it's great. Like, how great that it didn't work out. How great that it happened the way it did. Okay, now let's pull clarifiers. So these are the cards that we talk about in the comprehensive. The link will be down below. We'll talk for about another 20 to 25 minutes on these cards in the video. So if you want to join me, you are more than welcome. Let's go ahead and take a look at Justice first. Some of you may have had a karmic relationship that is no longer at play. Oh my gosh, so many aces. Ooh, and another Queen of Cups. There could have been something around children too. Maybe there was someone that, you know, you wanted children and they didn't. Okay. They wanted to maintain their freedom and you wanted something a little bit more substantial. Oh, Five of Cups again. It's going to appear like that Ace of Wands comes at a cost, but that's only going to be true if you perceive it that way. I don't know that the loss is that great. I really, really don't. Well, I feel like these cards, like they want to come out, but they keep kind of like slipping back in the deck. There we go. Okay. It's really important for you to be energetically open for the Ace of Wands. You're going to have to pay attention. One more for the Queen of Cups. Okay. 5, 5, 5. We got the Five of Swords there as well. This is the perfect, this right here is what we call transmutation, right? This is what the Magician represents, and Temperance, the Temperance card represents. It's the transmutation of loss or gain. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm not going to take all those, but I took the 9 of Coins because she spoke to me. Okay, so what else for the 10? Okay. 10 of Swords is awesome. Some of you are going to do really, really good things with that 10 of Swords. Really good things. Oh, Justice upright. It seems to be a transition between a loss and a gain. You're in the transitionary phase. Okay. 4 of Wands reversed. This one concerns me a little bit, if I'm being honest. This one concerns me more than the other ones. Yeah, there's someone in your circle that's not so great. That's the person. One more for that. A lot of Kings. I don't like the Queen of Swords. Okay, what else? These came out up, or these came out face up, so we'll take them. 6 of Wands reversed, 9 of Swords reversed, and the 2 of Coins reversed. I wonder if some of you kind of get smacked in the face with some kind of information. Like you're like, whoa, where the heck did that come from? Like what? Like a lot of confusion. Yeah, there's not movement because you don't need movement. You know, like that's the thing, is you don't need to move. You don't need to make all these huge changes. Ooh, we love it when that happens. A lot of Kings. Oh, interesting. Same thing. Hanged Man. Look at the Ace of Cups. That's the one I know you guys really care about. Okay, 7 of Swords. The temptation for some of you is going to be very real in terms of it's going to be very real to cling to this 10 of Swords. The temptation will be real. Some of you, not so much. Some of you, you're like, oh my God, I'm so over it. Like, let me just move on already. And you will, and you do. So this is where we will pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join me, you are more than welcome. Thank you guys so much for everything. I wish you nothing but the best, and I will see you next month. Take care.